So people all across the nation are going to be marking Veterans Day with parades, with different ceremonies and events just like this one, honoring our veterans all over the country.
And how did Veterans Day begin? Channel 6 News reporter Stephen Adams has a look.
The Treaty of Versailles ended World War I on June 28, 1919. But it was 7 months prior, in the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, that the Allies and the Central Powers agreed to an armistice. So President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed November 11th as Armistice Day, which became a legal holiday in 1938. In 1954, it was renamed Veterans Day to honor all veterans. President Dwight Eisenhower would issue the first Veterans Day proclamation. In the early 70s, the U.S. actually tried changing the date to give federal employees longer weekends. It was so confusing and to some, well, insensitive, that President Ford ended up moving it back a few years later. In 2015, there were 18.8 million veterans in the United States, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Among them is Samuel Perry, a Vietnam veteran who was drafted to serve his country at a time when civil rights activists were waging a second battle at home.
I don't care whether black, white, or whatever, like I used to say to my troops when I was in, I see one thing, and that's green.
Perry flew scout in the Army. He rode one of the first Cobra gunships that went into Vietnam. He was awarded the Silver Star for valor in combat, but he still gets choked up about what he saw. Perry was drafted, and he says that gives him even more respect for the men and women signing up today.
Today, I just hope that, people appreciate our veterans, and because they don't do it really because they have to. They do it because they want to.
State Representative Hugh Shine is a former helicopter pilot and Army colonel who retired after 30 years of service.
Well, the most important thing in celebrating Veterans Day is to make sure that you're out there to show soldiers who are serving, whether they're active duty military or reserve or National Guard, that you appreciate their service. You appreciate the sacrifice and commitment that they make day in and day out. And I would encourage folks to also thank the families too for the same sacrifice and effort that they put forth, because when a soldier serves, the whole family basically serves too.
Today we thank those families and especially those veterans for their service. Reporting in Central Texas, Stephen Adams, Channel 6 News.